fake no contact and why a lot of people want to skip it and why a lot of people don't get results during no contact. And if they do, they can't keep their ex around. I'll tell you why that happens right now. So I see a lot of people who want to do fake no contact. Now, what is that? Basically, the idea of fake no contact is doing no contact so that your ex will miss you or pay attention to you. But here's something really important that I want to give you after all the data that I see, after all the people I help every single day, is there are people who fake it, and then there are people who actually pursue it. And a lot of people who, even people who like go through a breakup and they're like the ones that say no contact doesn't work in the comments and stuff like that, a lot of them screw up because they screw up the reattraction process. Now, the reattraction process is a very fine line. It's like walking a tightrope. You can't lean too far to the other side or you'll fail. Basically, if you're too cold, you're going to be like hard to reach. I've seen people even ignore their ex when they still want them back. And then people will be too hot and they're like, oh, you clearly are too desperate for this. So it's kind of this fine line between acting like, warm and being cool, but also being cool being alone. So this is where this idea for this video comes from. Because when you're actually cool being alone, you're not forcing happiness. You're not forcing your if you were in a picture, you're not trying to force the smile. You're not trying to force anything else to happen. You're not trying to force the idea or the illusion that you're happy. You're actually happy, which vibrationally is what makes the entire difference. One of the first laws of the universe is the law of divine oneness, meaning we're all connected, which got me to study this. The idea from this came from, why is it, because after being a coach for so long, I see a lot of people get back together, but it's at the most unexpected and inopportune times. So I started to study this. I was like, why does this happen? Why do exes come back when it seems like nothing's going to happen, right? And it always happens when it's least expected. Like say you start moving on and you start wanting to date somebody else, or maybe you just want to be alone and not worry about the breakup so much. That's when your ex will text you or call you, right? Or maybe a week or two after that, like revelation hits you. And it's because we're all connected on a like quantum level, they say. And then the law of vibration is law number 2. And that law is basically stating that you are what you're vibrating at, basically. So if you're at a neutrality level, so if you're in like the middle here, right? I know this is weird, but if you're there and somebody else is down in the bottom levels, right? You're vibrationally going to have a mismatch. You don't want that. So that's why it's very important to actually feel happy. Now, how do you do this? You literally just have to go through and process the emotions regularly. Everyone is trying to distract themselves. I don't want to feel this pain, so I'm going to do everything I can to not feel it, which just pushes it further. It's getting processed little bits at a time instead of like massive amounts at a time. Crying is normal when you go through a breakup, right? Feeling inadequate is normal. All these things are normal. And eventually, as the time passes and the pain passes, it starts to feel good. And you'll be like, okay, I'm all right now and I'm going to be okay. So the point is, you can't fake no contact because the person will know, even on a quantum level. Again, they don't get pulled to you. I know it sounds woo-woo as fuck, but like they won't get pulled to you that way. Why? And again, guys, I have long-term coaching students all the time. Why do their exes come back in the same time window I always see? 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. It's always that window. Why? And that's what got me to study it. I understand some of this stuff is woo-woo, but I see a lot of correlations between people who get what they want and stick to working on this stuff. The laws, the universal laws, the emotional stuff, understanding where they're at. Because look, when you understand what emotions you feel all the time, especially guys going through a breakup, you guys go through a breakup right now, you're just experiencing extreme desire. Desire. You want an outcome that you cannot get right now. So you're like, so you feel pain. And fear is another big one. Am I going to get my ex back? Or am I going to be able to make money? Am I going to be able to do this, that, whatever? The point is you have to understand that when you have a goal to get to courage, courage is the beginning of the good emotions. Having the courage to accept where you're at presently. See, a lot of pain resides in the past and the future, right? So anyway, If you guys need help with this situation,